Assalamu alaikum. Listeners, I welcome you to another session of Katsina State Senior Secondary School Online Connect, powered by Exponential Computers. And this is Mathematics of SS2 and the second lesson. The lesson is prepared and to be presented by my humble self, Mujahid Abu. Now, the previous lesson, we were able to discuss simultaneous equation, in which we explained very well what is equation and which equation we call simultaneous. And we also explained the method used to solve simultaneous equation. And we solve it by substitution method, in which we say substitution method is a method by which the variables are substituted, or we look at the variables if the coefficient of one of the variable is 1. So the most appropriate method to use is substitution method. Now another method is elimination method. When do we need to use elimination method? And which method do we call elimination? And why do we call it elimination? We need to ask ourselves these questions. And the answer to all these questions are as follows. Number 1, we call it elimination method because it deals with total removal. We are removing. Once we remove it, it will not come back again. And that is why we call it elimination method. And when do we prefer to use it? We use elimination method whenever the variables, if the coefficient of the variable is not 1. So we'll use elimination method. And the first process to be undergo here is we make sure that the coefficient of one of the variable are the same. So in this method, one of the unknown or variable is made equal to its counterpart and removed or eliminated by either addition or subtraction. Now let's look at this example. Example number 2. Solve the following equations by elimination method. 2x plus 4y is equal to 42 and 6x minus 4y is equal to 30. To solve this, the step number 1, we need to name the equations. We give them name like we did here. 2x plus y is equal to 42, we name it equation number 1. 6x minus 4y is equal to 30, we name it equation 2. And be remember that naming equation is just that the reason why we are naming the equation is to call it whenever we need it, to arouse the attention of the reader or listener that we are referring to so equation. Just like if I go to your class, I said you come here, everybody will expect I'm calling him. But once I said Mujahid come here, so I am referring to Mujahid. That is the name. That is the importance of name, of giving name. As well here we give equations name. Whenever we said equation number 1, we are referring to 2x plus 4y is equal to 42. And when we said equation 2, we means 6x minus 4y is equal to 30. So since the coefficient of y in both equations 1 and 2 is the same, so we now look at it. They are the same. How are you going to manipulate the two equations so as to remove or to eliminate one of the variable to go along with 1, since the variables are 2, x and y. So if you see here, the y in equation 1 is carrying positive sign plus y, and in equation number 2 is carrying negative sign, which is minus 4. The coefficients are the same, 4 and 4, and this is positive and the other one is negative. So the best thing here we do is add the two equations. If you are to add two equations, you look at equation number 1. The first term is 2x. So you add it with the first term of equation number 2, which is 6x. So 2x plus 6x plus second term of equation 2, which is 4y, plus minus 4y in a bracket. Since we cannot write plus minus, we have to put the minus sign in a bracket. Is equal to, is there written, 42 plus 30. Now, the next thing is arithmetic. We do the simplification, which we have 8x plus 0 is equal to 72. Now 8x plus 0 will give you 8x is equal to 72. We need to find the value of x. So the best thing here we'll do here is divide both sides by 8. This is not both, it's both sides by 8. 8 will go with 8, therefore 72 divided by 8 is equal to 9. Now we substitute the value of x in equation 1 to find y. You see the importance of naming the equation. If we set equation 1, we know that we are referring to 2x plus 4y is equal to 42. And you remember the value of x is 9 as found here. So 2 of 9 plus 4y is equal to 42. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 4y is equal to 42. Our target is to find the value of y since we already know x. Now we subtract 18 from both sides. It's from both sides. We made a mistake here of writing O. So 18 from the left hand side, we have 18 plus 4y. So we have to write minus 18. Is equal to 42 minus 18. So 18 minus 18 is 0. And the left hand side, 4y will be remained. And it's equal to 42 minus 18 is 24. So we divide both sides by 4 to find the value of y. 4y over 4 is equal to 24 over 4. So therefore y is equal to 6. Finally, the value of x is 9 and the value of y is 6. That is the end of this example. So one thing about mathematics is accuracy all the time. Mathematics is a subject that once you were asked, you can evaluate or you can assess yourself by knowing whether you are correct or otherwise. So here we can evaluate ourselves, we can assess ourselves by substituting the value of x and y to see will the equation balance. If the equation is balanced, then we are correct. And if not, there is a mistake along the line. So let's check. Let's make the checking. Checking 1. The two equations are what? 2x plus 4y is equal to 42. That is equation 1. 6x minus 4y is equal to 30. That is equation number 2. We know that x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 6. So we substitute the values. Wherever we see x, we replace it with 9. And wherever we see y, we replace it with 6. You see, 2 bracket y x means 2 times x, and the x is 9. So 2 times 9 plus 4 times 6 is equal to 42. Now, is 18 plus 24 equal to 42? If yes, the work is absolutely correct. Section 2. That means equation 2. Let's check in equation 2. 6x minus 4y is equal to 30. The value of x is 9 and y is 6. So 6 times 9 minus 4 times 6 is equal to 30. 6 times 9 is 54. 4 times 6 is 24. So is 54 minus 24 equal to 30? If yes, we are also absolutely correct. So that is why we say we can evaluate yourself. Good. Let's go on to another example. In this example, you see, unlike the other one, whenever you are learning mathematics, you are expected to have to see so many examples, as many as possible, so that you will see different problems, and you will learn how to solve or how to tackle all these problems whenever you come across them. So if you look at the example number 3, it's all like example number 2 and 1 previously. In this example, you see none of the variables coefficients are the same. The coefficients of the variable x in equation 1 and equation 2 is 3 and 2. And the coefficient of y is 5 and 3. So none of them are the same. So if you come across this problem and none of the variable is having coefficient to be 1, they are all greater than 1. So in this problem, whenever you come across this problem, the best thing here to do is you choose which among the two variables you want to eliminate first. You will choose. You have free will to choose which one are you going to remove first. So we decided to remove x, to eliminate x. To eliminate x, we have to make sure that the coefficient of x in the two equations becomes the same. How do we do this? We can do that by multiplying equation 1, the whole terms of equation 1, by the coefficient of x in equation 2. The coefficient of x in equation 2 is 2. And the coefficient of x in equation 1 is 3. So we multiply the whole equation 1 by 2 and whole equation 2 by 3. As we did here. 3x plus 5y is equal to 47, all in bracket, times 2. And 2x plus 3y is equal to 29, in the parentheses the same, all by times 3. Now, by multiplying, you will obtain equation 1 will become 6x plus 10y is equal to 94. You name it equation 4, equation 3. And 6x plus 9y is equal to 83. Equation 2 becomes this, and you will name it equation number 4. Now, another thing here is, okay, now equation 3 and equation 4, the coefficients of x becomes the same, which is what? Good, 6. The coefficient of x in both equations now is 6. So we'll now look at the two equations. Which among them have highest numbers? Already x, the coefficient are already the same. Okay, let's come to see on y. The coefficient of y in equation 3 is 10 and here is 9. Good. So therefore coefficient of y is greater in equation 3 is greater than that of equation 2, equation 4. And as well, 94 is greater than 87. So preferably you need to consider this if appropriate. So we subtract equation 4 from equation number 3, since equation 4 is less than equation 3. So 6x minus 6x plus 10y minus 9y is equal to 94 minus 87. So already 6x minus 6x is 0. 10y minus 9y, y remains. 94 minus 87, 7. So there is no problem here. Already y is known to be 7. You just find y. Now you later go ahead to put the value of y to be 7 in any equation of your choice. So let's take equation 1 to find x. Equation 1 is 3x plus 5y is equal to 47, and y is past 7. So we have 3x plus 5 into 7 is equal to 47. And 3x plus 5 times 7 is 35 is equal to 47. So we need to find the value of x. If you remember very well from the first lesson, which I called general revision, I know we are going to undergo all those kind of problems. We said when the relationship between 3x and 35 is addition. And to deal with addition, we have to apply subtraction. So we subtract 35 from both sides. If you subtract 35 from both sides, we will have 3x is equal to 12. Since 47 minus 35 will give us 12. We now need to find the value of x. We can do it by eliminating 3. And how do we eliminate 3? We can do so by dividing both sides by 3. So x is equal to 12 over 3, which is 4. Therefore, the value of x is 4 and the value of y is 7. Good. We can go ahead now to check our work by substituting the values of x and y, which I hope you can do it. Please do it as an exercise. You check it and see, are we correct or not? This is the end of the lesson. I thank you so much for listening and I wish you all the best. I hope the lesson is 100% comprehended. Thank you so much. See you next.